Hello everyone in the VC or anyone who watches this video. Good morning, good day, good evening, good night, whenever or if ever you are watching this video. It's Nico Malcolm and I'm back with a stack. These videos seem to get rarer and rarer. Perhaps I'm evolving, getting slower, I don't know. But I felt the urge to do another one of these collection updates. I think it's been about 3 months since the last time. And of course I've been buying records and listened to them and filed them away and forgot to make update videos. But these are a few I have had sitting out and thought I'd better make a video before I file them away. So let's just get into it. These are kind of hit and miss, but I took a chance on this double live set by The Move. Their only complete recording, live recording from the Fillmore. If it's the Fillmore East or West, I'm not sure. Yes, Fillmore West, San Francisco, recorded on October 17th and 18th, 1969. An ill-fated tour for The Move. They never really hit the mark in the United States, but they tried, and this tour was cut short, I believe. But they managed to record one concert, and I thought this was going to have a crappy sound quality. Mind you, it's not an audiophile recording and it's not an audiophile pressing, but the recording quality is quite decent for it for the time. And the pressing quality, although it's right recordings and not bad recordings who have put this out, I'm not sure if it's a legit or a semi-legit or a completely bootleg, but this is a nice recording. It's rough in the edges, but it captures the move quite nicely in the live setting, and they put together a set of quite hard-hitting tunes for this American tour. Many covers on here, but they do great versions of Todd Rundgren's Open My Eyes and Under the Ice. Plus there are some great Roy Wood tracks on here. This is perhaps the most heavy side of The Move, which started out as a mod garage band, which evolved into a pop psych band, and then later into actually all over the place, from country-esque tunes to hard rocking tunes. Perhaps that's why they never quite reached the top. But this is a very cool live recording, and I urge you to get it if you like The Move. On red wax, sounds decent pressing. So, The Move live at Fillmore West 1969. Quite cheap as well if you find it. Another one of these live recordings. This is perhaps a little bit more miss. For you hardcore The Who fans, it's essential. It's the complete broadcast of the Woodstock performance from 1969, of course. Quite nice package. Gatefold cover, clear wax, if that matters. Decent pressing, but the quality of the sound is so-so. It's an FM broadcast, which wasn't audiophile from the start, and it's listenable, it's enjoyable if you are a hardcore Who fan, but not essential if you're not a completist. I'm not a completist by any means, but I wanted to hear the complete Tommy performance, Woodstock performance. And also on that FM broadcast you get the full Abbie Hoffman incident where he took to the stage and had a political rant before Pete Townsend shoved him off the stage, the edge of the stage. And you can quite clearly hear Pete Townsend mad and ranting about if anyone gets up on stage he will kill them. Only Pete Townsend could get away with that on the Peace and Love Festival. Well, another one which I had for ages. I had the US issue but found a nice copy of Jack Bruce's Songs for a Tailor, his debut solo album after Cream. Magnificent debut album, but these seem to not pop up too much, at least in the wild here in Norway. It's easier to find the Atco US release for some reason, I don't know, but this is not the first album he recorded. He first recorded a free jazz album with Dick Hextall-Smith, John Heisman and John McLaughlin in 1968. Between the spring and autumn tour of Cream, but it wasn't released until 70, so this was the first recordings he released as a solo artist. Found a very nice upgrade of Colosseum's first album. I had this for ages, but these are quite hard to find in good condition because the cover is such flimsy laminated paper, but this is a nice one. You can see how flimsy it is. Very early progressive jazz rock with again Dick Hextall-Smith and John Heisman. If you haven't heard Colosseum, you should listen to their records. They were the first artists on the Vertigo Swirl label with their second album Valentine's Week. Excellent, excellent early progressive jazz rock, British jazz rock, and not the sort of fusion-esque jazz rock which evolved later in the 70s, which I also enjoy. Another British band. This is a German original because I don't want to shell out for a UK original because I don't find it that great. But it's a good album, a fun listen. Stack Weddi, their first and I think their only album, Stack Weddi, from 1972. Sounds as if it was recorded in 1968. Crude production, not the best musicians. This is sort of garagey, hard blues rock. They do a cover of Roadrunner and a couple of originals, some covers, but quite fun listen. This is the German Polydor issue. So if you are into scruffy production, hard blues, rock, garagey sounding, this is something for you. And go get the German original if you don't want to pay top dollar. Another cheapie German original on the Musik für alle series. It's the Small Faces second album, simply called Small Faces. This was released by Decca as an attempt to cash in on Small Faces' success when they moved on to the Immediate label. Actually, this German version is terrible sounding. They have added the reverb and echo all through on each and every song, but in a way it makes it sound even more scruffy and more mod rockish than the original UK. So if you're an audiophile, definitely don't go for this edition, but if you want to cheap out and don't pay the top dollar you have to pay for a clean UK original, go for the German Musik für alle edition on the red Decca label. Another quite cool band which I'm not too familiar with. I have heard some of their other stuff, but I mean, I like the electric blues, the British blues movement, John Mayall's Blues Breakers and all that. But well, if it's too bluesy, if you catch my drift, if it's just 12 bar electrified blues, well, it's limited how interested I am. But this is quite a decent example of interesting British blues, the Climax Blues Band. I think this is their first LP from 1960 something, 1968 or 9. Yes, 1969. Quite interesting, quite solid album, but this is the only album I need of the Climax Blues Band. Some swinging 60s, swinging London 60s sounding, and some progressive movements, well anchored in the blues. So, Climax Blues Band. Another one which you have heard about, I am sure, not an obscurity at all, but I'm quite pleased to have added this very clean copy, original UK copy of Tommy by The Who, of course. These are so hard to find in decent condition because it's a trifold sleeve, flimsy thin paper, and complete with, damn it, should have prepared better and gotten the fucking, well, never mind. Yeah, it has the booklet. Here it is. A booklet, nice low numbered booklet there, complete with all the pages attached. So quite pleased to find this good sounding UK track original issue of Tommy. They are getting quite pricey these days, in good condition. Not rare, but rare to find in clean shape. Something for my Swirl collection. This is a German original. Would of course like to find the original UK issue with the poster sleeve, but this will do. It's not the band that I'm most interested in. It's Jade Warrior and their second album called Released. A little bit of split there on the top, but never mind. And the German edition comes with a poster. Instead of a poster sleeve, they had a poster insert. And this had 1/6 of the poster with the information. So I guess the rest has gone in the paper trash in the 70s sometime. Long time ago. Of course, on that Vertigo Swirl label. And what can be said about the Jade Warrior? Well, they certainly sounded like no one else. Definitely progressive. They went more progressive for each album release. Started off as a duo, I believe. Very folky, ethnic sounding, but with prog leanings, and became more and more a full band for each release. So I have the option to buy the first LP, but I don't think I'm willing to shell out big bucks for it, which I have to do if I want to have it. Another great edition. I had a Norwegian Swirl. I have a Norwegian Swirl edition of this one. I don't care to take it out. It's Black Sabbath, Master of Reality. Decent condition UK copy with the box cover, sadly without the poster, but for a nice price. if you want the poster with it, you have to pay a couple more euros for it. Another nice upgrade is this first album by Gracious on Vertigo Swirl, and these sleeves are impossible, almost impossible to find without staining or discoloration. Gracious, I guess you are familiar with, released 2 LPs, this one on Vertigo Swirl and the second one on Philips International, a cheapo series. A very nice British progressive rock band, which never went anywhere at all. Fortunately, there is a film clip from the Isle of Wight Festival in 1970, where they do a rendition of their Supernova tune, which is from the second LP. Unfortunately, the mellotron and the guitar are out of tune, but it's a nice timepiece anyway. Last but certainly not least, and I use the Grail word again, this has been a holy grail for many years. I have never been able to track down a copy in the wild. I had to resort to the internet and a rare prog and psych, that internet record store in Netherlands, and this is a Dutch release on the Harvest label. A fantastic one and done band called Cargo, and this is their self-titled debut and last album, Cargo. This is heavy progressive rock with some psychedelic leanings here and there, but for the most part heavy progressive, and not that sort of megalomaniac later 70s progressive rock. This is early progressive rock from 1972. 4 long jam band tracks, starting off, each track starts off as a great song idea, but it's as if they lost their concentration in soloing and just go out on a jamming rant on each track. Excellent, just far out. If you're into guitar solos and heavy pounding drums and bass, this is something for you. 4 long excellent track. The shortest track is 5:15 and the longest is 15:40. So you definitely understand where this comes from. That era when everything was allowed. And the band produced the LP themselves, so no producer to say, hey, stop, get back to the song ideas and structure your songs. So far out jam band from 1972, 4 strong tracks. Definitely recommended. This is very rare and unfortunately crazy expensive. I have no more internal organs left to donate for rare albums, but you can find this as a reissue. Unfortunately, those are getting expensive as well, but it's also reissued as a CD. So that's the Grail of the month, Cargo from Netherlands. And that's what I have pulled from my latest purchases, which are now ready to be filed away. So, if you made it through, thanks for stopping by. I hope everyone is doing fine. Got to get back into watching more vinyl community videos. Been slacking off and doing other stuff lately, but that's life for you. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate every comment, even though I'm slow at responding. It's not my intention to not respond, but I'm very slow. So sorry for that. I'll get back to you if you post a comment. Anyway, I appreciate you all. Bye for now.